Hello, everybody. Hitting you with a midweek espresso shot. By midweek, we mean Friday. So look out, weekend, cause
here you come.
So, quick, fast, and in a hurry, folks. We want to get you ready for the college football weekend. We want to talk about what's on and what's happening right now. And one of the big things that's on and happening right now, breaking news, is a situation with Kansas City Chiefs running back, star breakout running back, sophomore Kareem Hunt to the league. Now, what do you know and what are you seeing about young Kareem? Because I'm hearing all kind of wild stuff.
Yeah, I'm hearing that he roughed up a young lady.
I'm seeing some TMZ sports video footage that ain't right.
Yeah, and it looks like he's headed for a suspension. I think the league minimum is 6 games. That's really going to hurt Kansas City, too. Although Spencer Ware is above average running back. Well, he's an average running back. It's not Kareem Hunt. You know, Kareem Hunt is a game changer, and that's a serious weapon that they're going to lose. It's unfortunate, though. And I don't know how these guys keep on getting in trouble like this. It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, and this is beyond just what it looks like could be a suspension. I mean, the young man may be facing charges. He's looking like he's beating the crap out of a lady in a hotel elevator bank.
Well, they said they didn't file charges against him, though. So this is a trip in itself because it happened in February.
Happened way back in February. He shoves and kicks a woman in the hallway. I'm just getting hip to what's going on.
Right.
And man. And
crazy though, right?
Yeah, now this video comes back and it's all a big deal because of the visual is so devastating. This isn't the first time we've seen this. This is somewhat of a consistent, seems like, with football players.
Right.
And you know, this isn't even his first incident. They're saying he was charged with some other stuff at other times.
We spoke about it in the past, though. You can't expect these guys to be able to turn it off like that. They almost need counseling. It's almost like coming out of, I'm not equating it to a soldier, but they're in almost like a war. And then with, nothing but aggressiveness, violence, and then you come and put them into a domestic situation. You want to domesticate them, and it just doesn't work out the right way most of the time.
This is, yes, and I know what you're saying. But at the same time, this is not that. This is we were talking about an accumulation of the years and so on and so forth, and the aggression that you have on the football field. If you kick somebody and you beat somebody, come on, man, this is a problem.
It's a character flaw.
It's a character flaw. This isn't even necessarily about. That's what I was about to say. This isn't about what you do for a living. This is about who you are.
Well, I think it's a part of
the NFL has I think so. I have such a small tolerance for touching up women. It's not
right.
I have a zero tolerance. That's not the situation. Save some very this is a zero tolerance situation because you can't. It's just a bad look, man. And there's other ways to handle it without that.
Right, and I don't understand how you would do that to another female because you have a mother, you have a sister, you have cousins and aunts, and and everything. And why would it always? It's never acceptable to hit women. It's just never acceptable.
It's just not acceptable. And there's so many other ways to try to diffuse.
Right.
And now Larry Johnson is coming out and saying, "Hey, man, he should have learned from my mistakes." Yada 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 yada. But this is a real serious, it's a real serious situation.
So what do you think is going to happen to them? What do you think they're going to do?
The NFL's got to make a stand. It said once again, it's a test for the NFL, and the NFL is not good at passing domestic violence tests. But maybe this is a situation where they're going to make an example of him because the NFL, as we know it, can't exist like this because it's one of the reasons that Ballers is such a popular show because there's always some sort of scandal with the personnel. All the time. Now, I'm hearing different reports about the lady was sitting yelling out of his door racial epithets for 30 minutes and this, that, and the other.
Why didn't he call the police?
Yeah, see, this is the situation. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Wolf Blitzer. Because you can't let this whole situation blow up like this and get out of control where you have somebody standing outside yelling whatever. That people are trying to provoke you. We talk about that
that's the
all
issue.
The time.
They're trying to provoke you. That they're trying to get you.
They're trying to push your button.
Yeah. They're trying to push your buttons. This is an unfortunate situation. We got next victim on the line who wants to weigh in. Next victim, live on the OZone. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Ozone. What's going on? How y'all feeling?
Feeling great, man. But besides watching Kareem Hunt beat up on women.
Yeah, have you seen this situation?
Terrible. No, and I don't want to ever see it. That's why I changed my name from Next Victim to Do It for the Tipper. I'm tired of society beating up on folks.
I hear it. You seem to find it comical, though. I don't understand. This is a serious situation with young Kareem.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I tell you this, it's the gift and the curse. Mainly the curse, because if it's going through fantasy football times and this kid is suspended, and you're playing against that team or you have them on your team, hey, you're a winner.
Yeah. And this is a situation where the NFL has to recognize that this is so much bigger than football, and the guys have to recognize it too. And so, it's really the lose-lose.
Immediate action needs to be taken.
Yes, because you can't run around beating up women.
Yeah, but wasn't there another white beater, that a domestic violence situation that they just got, somebody just got re-signed again in football?
Yeah, look at it. We're talking about Reuben Foster from the 49ers. Now he got picked up. He gets dropped by the 49ers after having several incidences, from what I understand, I do believe, of domestic problems, and gets picked up straight away by the Redskins. And the only reason he's not ready to suit up on Sunday, I think, is because there was such a backlash where people were like, come on, man. You guys can't just get the kid and just slide him in straight immediately. That seems to be the only reason that, that there's a situation.
It's like this, man. The good old boys will overlook anything that they want to for a supreme athlete.
Man, ain't it the truth?
And it's always been like that.
And it's always been like that.
And it's probably going to stay like that, unfortunately.
And we have to figure out, just like with all of the school shootings and the social shootings and X, Y, and Z, we're creating defective people in America right now at a larger clip than I would say at any other point in history. And we have to figure out what we're doing by and large to make people want to behave in these ways. Because as upset as I've been in multiple situations, I never thought, well, I'm just going to beat the crap out of this woman. I think about that with men, and I have to refrain myself from that, let alone when it doesn't even cross my mind with the woman. Like, man, I'll stomp her and kick her out.
Man, it is not that much stress in the world that you have to put hands on a woman.
Right.
It's a lot of stress.
Especially as an elite athlete, because you're supposed to be into the competition and everything. What kind of competition is it for you to beat up a woman?
And also, just what you said before, Icons, you know that they're trying to get you. Yeah. And they, meaning society at every turn. You have to really, keep your eyes open.
You have to be on your toes, man.
You got to be on your toes.
It's wild. It's almost like real quick with Adrian Peterson. I don't know if you guys talked about or seen it last week. He got into it with putting hands or spanking, as we call it, his child, which when he was suspended. And last week he was telling the media, "Oh yeah, I still spank my kid." Like, what are you doing? They trying to bring you down.
Yeah.
And
even if you do that, then you definitely need to be, that definitely needs to be at your house.
Yeah.
Right.
Some things that you just need to keep behind closed doors, and that's one of them. Like the way you discipline your kids. I'm not going to go around and tell another guy how to discipline his kids or his children, because Adrian Peterson knows about his sons, whatever. But he needs to keep that under wraps. That's what he's doing, because he knows that he's already been punished for it. And it's just one thing after the other in the NFL. It's just unfortunate.
Right.
Like life on parole. It seems like, it's like life on parole. Whenever you do something wrong, they can snatch that up real quick. But these dudes, keep, just staying on the balance beam, like, oh, it's not going to happen this time. No, man. It's proven that it's going to continue to happen. Well, it's not to you, but to somebody else.
Yeah, I just think that in the NFL, it's just not, like you were talking about earlier, the punishment is not severe enough to make these guys stop. You know what I'm saying?
So, and then this is what I'm saying, though, even if it is, because we've seen guys, Ray Rice that was it for Ray Rice. It was over for him.
But Ray Rice wasn't good at that point, though, either.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that either way it goes, you're in a position where I don't think these guys are thinking in the moment. I think this is, like you said before, it's a character flaw. and either you get out of your mind or this is just something that you regularly practice. And in that, I don't think you're thinking about how high the stakes are per se. It's really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. But Victim, sorry, do it for the tipper. What do you got in the world of college sports? I mean, I had to razz you a little bit because you said no way.
Here we go.
That Washington beats Washington State. You say no way. The 16 beats the 8 seed. And then you came out the side of your face and said that the USC Trojans were going to beat Notre Dame. I don't know. We're thinking about yanking your segment. What do you got for us this week?
Here we go. Please don't yank. It was a blizzard in Washington. That's what happened. It was about 4 inches of snow, 6 inches of snow. It was coming down in Washington, but they just stunk the place up. Washington State really just stunk the place up. Washington came in and handled their business like they have been all season. Even from last season, they handled their business and they pulled off the win. SC, man, and everyone listening to the OZone will agree with me that Todd Helton, he needs to go. He needs to get up out of SC. But Lynn Swan has already, stated that he's going to ride with him until next season. And also the offensive coordinator, which is T. Martin. T. Martin is a savage. I believe he was a Heisman Trophy candidate when he played at Tennessee years ago. But calling plays from the booth is completely different from calling plays on the sideline or on the field. So that's why SC stunk it up this season. Just not ready. A lot of their senior cores on the defense, them dudes was hurt pretty much a lot of the season. But they lost. And I was nasty this week, Ozone. I'm quick to admit it. I lost about 3 or 4 games. It's a first, but I take it.
Well, we're stepping into college football playoff season. We got championship weekend coming up. What do you got? You got any obvious picks? You got any upsets? Are you ready again or not?
Let's talk about it.
Well, what happened?
What is it? It starts tonight. It's nasty time. It's bowl time. Number 17, Utah is going against your favorite, number 11, Washington. I'm going with Washington. I'm riding with you this time. Is that okay?
Ooh,
Can you sign my permission slip?
I learned my lesson. Okay, let's go.
All right, number 14, Texas, them Longhorns is going against Oklahoma Sooners. Last year I wrote the Oklahoma Sooners. I like them Sooners. The reason why I like them Sooners, they've been consistent. They got a really good quarterback. The quarterback put up damn near 500 yards last week when went over a shootout against West Virginia, another team that I picked. I lost, so whatever. It happened. But Oklahoma's going to win the Big 12 tomorrow. Then we got Bama, number 1, Bama going against Georgia. This is one I like. I like Georgia, and I like Georgia because I don't like Bama. Bama got a different type of breed. They got NFL players over there that's coming in as freshmen, everybody. And that's just completely unfair. Supreme athletes that are not beating up on women. They're beating up on the NCAA. So I'm going with Georgia. The crazy part about this, Ozone, is when Georgia wins, they're going to knock Alabama right back to the 4th spot in the BCS bowl rankings. So Alabama's still going to be in the BCS bowl, the playoff picture. I got number 2, Clemson, going against Pitt. Pitt is one of those teams that no one wants to play. Pitt has always been known for pulling off the upset. But I'm going with Dabo, Sweeney, and them Clemson Tigers. Number 21, Northwestern is playing against number 6, Ohio State, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, the rankings, Ohio State put them hands on Michigan last week. They put up 62. I thought it was a basketball score, but it was actually football. It was something like 62. It was crazy, right? But Ohio State jumped from number 10 last week to number 6, which is crazy. With the BCS playoffs, they are trying to get Ohio State in this playoff bracket.
Yeah, they definitely want them to get in.
They want them to get in, and they want them to play. It's good for college football. They want them to play Alabama, which will be a great matchup. Now, Notre Dame, on the other hand, they lost. They beat up on SC. Notre Dame, I believe, do not need to be in the college football playoff. They're ranked number 3 right now. They shouldn't be there. They played 3 top 10 teams this year. Alabama played 2. And it just does not make sense. We're talking about SEC football and Big Ten football. Ohio State plays Pitt. They play Michigan. They play Penn State. They play Michigan State. So I believe that they need to be there and not Notre Dame.
Interesting. Yeah, this seems to be one of the more contentious college playoffs in recent history as far as who deserves to go and who doesn't deserve to go. It seems to be people are on both sides, and it all seems to depend on where you're from or which team that you're actually, supporting.
Right. I think they need to go back to the computer system and leave the ones that are voting out of it, because when there is some voting, you have to have some type of just a little bit of bias when you're doing your voting. The computer system don't have no voting. The computer system is going to go based off of the team and the strength of schedule.
Right.
So let the computer system do it. And the numbers you put up, blow me out, or like I used to do with, or Icons used to do with me. When you're getting blown out, you pull the plug.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, you had to laugh at that yourself because you know you're full of crap.
You know that ain't true.
All right, whatever. Next victim. Last question for you. Who do you got? I guess he's the Joker today. This is a happy Friday for you. Who do you got?
This is a special.
Who do you got for tomorrow night? The big boys fighting, heavyweight championship of the world on the line. Bomb Squad, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber versus the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Who you going with?
I gotta go with the Bronze Bomber tomorrow.
Will the knockout streak continue?
That's a deep question. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a decision. I think Fury may come in on some type of juice, so he'll be getting his brain just crushed, and he'll be able to, stand up and I'll say 115, 112, 115, 110. But I don't think that Tyson Fury is going to go down. I don't think I don't think Deontay Wilder is a complete boxer as in this stage of his career. And even though the heavyweights do brawl, I think even though Tyson Fury does a lot of talking, he don't want to get hit with that right hand.
Well, nobody wants to get hit with it.
Is anybody looking for it?
I don't think anybody's looking for it.
Oh, man,
but
you got that hand for me?
He's smarter. I feel like this. He's smarter than the way that he sounds when he's talking. So I think it'll be a lot of hugging and laying on top of each other where Deontay cannot extend them arms and do the right hand connect. Do the connect piece.
All right. Well, do it for the tipper on the OZone. Thanks for your participation. We'll check back in and see how your scores went. And see if you get a segment on the next OZone scheduled broadcast.
What you mean? That's nasty. What you mean, see? We got college basketball coming up real soon, players.
It's already on board. We have somebody in the pipeline waiting. The number's already written on you, kid. You got to keep your winning percentage at 75.
Not nasty.
All right, do it for the tipper. Thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, holla back, OZone. Love y'all.
Late.
Ladies and gentlemen, always a pleasure. Always a good time on the OZone. One thing that was brought to my attention that I thought was very important to point out is that the California State Commission decided to send out suspensions of people's boxing abilities after the fight that we witnessed in slow motion last weekend between Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell has had his boxing license in the state of California suspended indefinitely.
Wow, that's unbelievable, right?
Indefinitely. It's unbelievable because I think that once again it took a whole lot of bad press for one of these sanctioning bodies to act. Yeah,
it's a backlash. Then basically social ransom, because otherwise they would sanction him if people weren't upset about it. They would sanction him once again, go out there, get the crap beat out of him once again, and nobody would say anything. Just old Chuck rolling all over the ring.
Unbelievable situation. Well, Thank God for that. They said Tito Ortiz is looking at a 6-month suspension just because of that slow motion roundhouse. And but these guys, it's time to wrap it up. And I'm just happy that at least they're acknowledging that they made a mistake by letting him get in the ring. At the least.
Yeah.
At the least.
That's big.
Yeah, it is. You got anything else for this espresso shot, a hot shot of the ozone for the ladies and gentlemen?
That's it. Pretty much. We had that NFL game, that Thursday night football last night, which was the highest rated Thursday night football game ever.
And people really wanted to see that game. And usually the Thursday night football game is of low quality. The Dallas Cowboys brought the defense. They put the D in Dallas. And I was shocked. I was working yesterday, but I was shocked to see Drew Brees held scoreless through a half. That was amazing.
Yeah, and they said that was the first time actually in his career that he went 0 for 4 on his first 4 passes, which is unbelievable in itself.
Wow. Yeah. Craziness. Yeah, and and they held it up for 4 quarters. I mean, and even had the emphatic pick to wrap it up.
And Drew Brees, he just didn't look good. He didn't have it last night. He literally didn't have it.
And and just like Richard Sherman said, anytime you're going for that short week, it's always tough. You never really know who's dealing with what, and these guys' bodies are on the clock, so you don't really know what's what.
And then Alvin Kamara got that dirty helmet to helmet last night. They said
that helmet to helmet.
It was real.
Well, but Dallas made it clear that they were trying to make a statement. They made it clear, and they went out there and they made that statement. But that helmet to helmet is the kind of thing that leads people to violence off the field. So,
and that's not the kind of statement that you need to make.
No, you never need the violence off the field. Man, I'm glad I never played football. My legs are crooked enough as already.
Right.
All right, Ozone. We'll catch you with the big show next week. We got some MLB hot stove to discuss. There's been some trades, some acquisitions, and we'll talk about that fight. Let's see if we got the bomb squad or if the Gypsy King pulls off another shocker. I'm your host, Omar Miller. I'm here with my brother, The Icon, ZYECONZ. If you want to find him on social media, I wanted to say thank you. You guys have put us at the top of the iTunes new and noteworthy list for the sports podcast. And this is it. This is the Ozone.
Ozone.
I'm just living the dream.